Good morning and welcome to another unboxing video. I thought, as it's Wednesday, and not that means anything to you, but the new Space Hulk game comes out on Friday, Deathwing, which I'll be playing a lot. Like, a lot. That I would unbox the new, or the re-release of the Space Hulk board game that came out last Saturday. So yeah, hopefully you'll find this interesting. It is a re-release of a previous board game. I think there's been a few tweaks, but if you have the Space Hulk that was released in 2014, you pretty much got the gist of what's going to be in this box already. If you want to watch, brilliant. If not, go play it. Go play it. Let's have a look at the box. This is the lid, mainly because the box is incredibly heavy. Same kind of artwork, with your classic Space Hulk line, man versus alien in a desperate battle. For anyone who hasn't played any of the Space Hulk games, essentially you are on a Space Hulk. In this case, it's the Sin of Damnation. And you are playing Blood Angel Terminators that have to wipe out the swarm of Gene Stealers that are in this Space Hulk. That has pretty much been the gist of all the games. I think, I don't know if this is a pure re-release of the 4th edition or if this is a 5th edition of the game. Games Workshop like releasing things, so we didn't manage to get the last game. We're at that time in our lives where we were incredibly broke. We're at that point where we're eating kind of those square sausage things that I swear are made of sawdust. So it wasn't viable. It would have been a choice between, well, we can eat for like the month, or we can buy Space Hulk. And normally it would be buy Space Hulk, but that time eating for a month really did sound quite good, so we went for that one. But we were fortunate enough that we actually own a copy of the original Space Hulk, the 1989 release, which is behind me here. I'm sure you eagle-eyed people spotted it behind me. So that's the original one. Again, very cool art. You've got your little 3D roleplay game in the corner, which is always awesome. So I might show just a few of the little differences. We have played this a lot. It's a really kind of fun 2-player game, which you can kind of get your teeth into, so I will show you a bit of that one later. But you want to know what's in the box? The extremely heavy, very well packed box. We actually needed 2 bags to carry this back from town, just because it was that heavy. It's just insanely stuffed full of goodies. So yeah, the game itself, in the box you get 35 miniatures. So in that you get your 11 Blood Angel Terminators, which are on this beautiful sprue here. I'll try and show you some of the details. Again, my camera isn't great for this, but there we go. So you've just got like the details there, just super high quality again. I'd just like to point out, I was told that in my last videos I basically sound like I'm being paid by Games Workshop to make them. I'm not. God, I wish I was. It would mean I had an awful lot more spare cash. If they want to start paying me to do reviews, I'll take that burden. It's okay. I'll do that job. But everything you see me reviewing is stuff that's piqued my interest. I've paid for it with my own money, and these are all my opinions. If they create something and it's crap, I am gonna tell you. It's just the fact that they haven't yet. Everything I've bought I've wanted, so it's natural that I'm going to be excited about it. So yeah, just need to throw that in because it came up as a comment on one of my other videos, especially I think it was in regards to the Blood Bowl one. So also, on top of your 11 Terminators, you have your Librarian, who is also in Terminator armor, who is a bit of a badass. Librarian Terminator armor is going to be a badass. So yeah. So that's 12 models for your Space Marines. For your Gene Stealers, there's 22 standard Gene Stealers, and then there's a Broodlord. And they are spread across 3 sprues. 1, 2, 3. And they look gorgeous. Between the original Space Hulk, this, and Overkill, Raveport's actually managed to build just a Gene Stealer army just from them. He hasn't bought any other kind of Gene Stealers. He's got everything that he kind of needed to build his army. And he's getting through a lot of Xerius purple. A lot of purple. I keep wanting to call it Lich purple, because that's what it used to be called, I think. Again, the detail on these is a bit yummy. So, let's see if I can get the Brood. Is that my Broodlord? That is my Broodlord. I want you to have a look at the Broodlord's base. Look at all those tiny skulls. Look at that detail. Like, that is going to be a nightmare to paint. Look at it. Gonna need a lot of your Shabbity bone for this, I think. So yeah, you've got that. You've also got your door bases, which are cool. Look very different to the originals. Let's get one of the original doors out. So kind of your original doors were like this. Just standard little slot base. Like that. And a nice green door that clicks in. Very, very satisfyingly. It clicks very nice. But so that's also very cool. There's 3 other miniatures, as it were. We've also got a Cyber Ultra Task Unit, Blood Angels Artifact, and a Dead Space Marine on a throne. Which is your mission objective markers. So I know a lot of people, for mission objectives, they just use kind of dice, or they'll make something, or there are a lot of websites you can get kind of custom ones now. And I think Games Workshop do some, or used to do some. But you actually get models for this, which is really cool. So yeah, that's your miniatures. Like I said, it's 35 miniatures in total, which is pretty good value. Other things that are in the box. So you've also got, I'm going to apologise now, this was wrapped. I actually started recording this once before and realised I had put my microphone in the speaker slot, so I wasn't recording any sound. So yeah, it's early in the morning. When I started recording this, it was like 9:30. Normally I record these in the afternoons after I've had some food and some caffeine. Not today. You're getting pure crazy meat today. So yeah, there's 2 lots of these, and these are the reasons that this box is so bloody heavy. So on top, you've got kind of gaming counters. You've got these, which are pretty yummy. And you've got, I can only presume, are your door types. Look at those. Look how like sexy they are. They are some sexy doors. One thing I am going to say about this, the card stock is amazing. Like, these aren't flimsy little tokens. I mean, look at the thickness of that. Like, these are substantial tokens. I think I heard somewhere that apparently they won some sort of award for the card stock on this. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if they do cardboard awards. If they do, that's amazing. I totally want to go to a cardboard award. I want to see how that shit goes down. But yeah. So yeah, you get 110 gaming tokens. There are 77 corridors in the box. You've got your room sectors, which these are your little corridor bits. They're only one-sided. Just black on the other side. So you've got two lots of those there. I mean, this is really kind of crazy. You've got a lot here, and again, the detail on them is pretty yummy. I'm gonna run out of desk space doing this. And then you've got kind of like blast tokens and everything like that. Stairs. Yep, yeah, they're definitely stairs, which is very cool. So that's those. So yeah, 77 corridors. Your room sections. There are two. I think they've redesigned the boarding torpedoes from the last one. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure because obviously I don't have the last one. I think I read somewhere that they'd redesigned the boarding torpedoes. You get two of those. As a turbo lift and 20 doors. Yes, so I think that's all you get in the card side of things. Let's pop those down there for a second and wrap the second lot of cards. Which again, super sturdy stuff. Be careful with this because I don't want to scratch the board. There we go. Don't need that. So yeah, you've got more rooms on this one, which is again, you just got some really nice details, really good colouring to the boards as well. So yeah, you've got several of these. Some more kind of cross sections. They've kept things in which I really like. You've got like the little hails of bullets, like old shells and things. Oh, this is so you've got again just really kind of yummy detail on it. The other thing you get is a mission display for like keeping score, and the important things. You need to know how well you're doing, don't you? It's a game after all. You've got to have some way of measuring. So you've seen those. The tiles, I mean, these are the tiles that came. They were still pretty thick back in the 80s. This is one of the tiles, one of the room tiles from the 80s board game. It's very... You haven't got the depth of colour. There's a lot, you see it a lot in their later board games. They're making it darker but adding more colour. I know, it sounds stupid. Overkill board game is really good for that. Really shows that off. Now, the other thing you get in the box, all handily wrapped up, is you get just kind of 5d6s. Nothing special about these. It's not like with the Blood Bowl dice, they were specifically designed or anything. They're standard d6s, which is kind of good because it means if you lose one, you can replace it with any old set. Your baggies, like all the games come with baggies, just so you're going to be like popping out a lot of tokens and things like that. So storage, always handy, and your timer. It's great. Whenever anyone brings out a timer in a game, shit hits the fan. Um, this will probably actually, it's a really hefty timer. This will probably actually get nicked for D&D nights as well. But this is because your Space Marines, provided you play by the rules, they only get a limited amount of time to take their actions. So, be warned, if you're playing the Blood Angels, it's hard. It's like really hard. But you want a challenge. So that's that bit. The other thing you get is your missions. So you've got two things in here. You've got your rule book, tells you all the bits and pieces you need to know. On the back you've got your reference sheets. It is all colour, which is very cool. So it tells you about your ladders and models, how to play, what you get in the box, which I like. It's slightly different to the, again, the 80s version of the rules. And your very basic kind of movements. I do recommend, if you can actually find an original copy of Space Hulk for reasonable money, to go for it, because it's really fun playing it. And you know, you can integrate it. The models aren't like the super high quality that we know and love nowadays, but I mean they're pretty good. They're pretty nice little models. But it helps if I have my hand in the right place, doesn't it? There we go. Like I said, guys, no caffeine yet, so cut me some slack. I mean, they're for late 80s models, they're pretty darn good. The other thing you get is your mission book. So 16 missions. I think some of them are new. I think some of them have changed from the last one. So yeah, you've got all different, like you've got your escape route missions and things like that. It's like 16 different missions. There's some really lovely art in the book as well. I'm not going to tell you the missions. I'm not going to spoil that for you. I'm not going to spoil all the fun, but they do look very cool. One thing, like the last game, it gives you information on kind of your Space Marines and stuff in there as well. Like the other games, one of the joys of it not being a board game, but a tile-based board game, is after you complete the missions, you can use it again and again and again. You can just keep mixing up tiles, making new rooms. If you've got the other games, you can bring those in. You can use it as a battleground for just a standard battle. What I'm going to do, we're getting the containers soon, the pack for those, and I'm going to be adapting the D&D rules for a space-based mission. So I will probably actually use the tiles from this as the ship. And just kind of mix up, add a few other little bits. I'll add in some, crew quarters and things like that. It would be really nice on the big battle mats they've just released. You have it, the ship has crashed, and then you have to, your heroes have to escape and things like that. So you can use it outside of traditional 40k, which I really like. I love things that are multi-purpose. Because you just feel like you're getting your value for money. On the subject of money, you guys want to know how much this is. It is £75. Again, it's on the lower end of the board game scale of money. But you get so much in the box. The fact that the box lid, I had to take it off before I shot this because there's so much in there. It creates like a vacuum seal. So it takes you like 10 minutes to get the lid off the box. There's dents in the top of the box just where they filled it with so much stuff, which is great. I love it. I think it's really good that you get so much for your money, because I've got other games that I'm just looking at my 50 board games in front of me. I'm just trying to think which one. For example, you've got... Alright, Xenoscope's Wonderland. When that first came out, I think that was 30-40 quid. And you get a board, you get some tokens, you get some dice, and you get some cards. It's a pretty standard board game fare. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. But I would rather pay the extra 30 quid and get something that I can reuse the tiles. I can use the miniatures in a Blood Angel army. Wraithpool can use the miniatures in his Gene Stealer army. When you think about, like, your average box of miniatures costs about £20, the value for money is in the miniatures alone. Because as you get in a standard box, probably lucky, depending on what they are. I mean, you've got the battle boxes, which are really good money. But £20 for maybe 5 to 10 figures normally. So that's £60 for 30 figures. Let's say, let's be generous. But you know, an extra 15, you then get a board. It's a bit of a no-brainer, especially if they're armies you are collecting anyway. You can integrate it in so many ways. So yeah, I'm really glad we bought this. I was a bit dubious because, you know, you just think 75, that's a lot. Like that's a lot. Especially like where we live is not cheap. The part of England that we live in is one of the most expensive parts of England. So it ends up you're just like, but like my bus pass for the month is gonna cost me 60, so but yeah, it's definitely worth it. We will play this a lot. I know Wraithpool was kind of chomping at the bit to get it all popped out and set it all up so we could start playing it. And I'm just like, no, I need to unbox it. I need to unbox it for everyone to see it, and then they can judge it, and they can be like, I need to go buy it, or nah, I can't be asked. So yeah, there you go. I've unboxed it for you. It's up to you if you want to go spend the money. I think it's worth it. I know some of you won't think that it's worth the money, but at the end of the day, that's up to you. Like I said, the quality of the card and everything is just really, really nice. I just think, like, with the thickness and the durability, I think I'm still recording. Something went on my thing, and I don't know. I may not be picking up picture. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Something has paused on my PC. So, I think that'll be a good time to stop this video. If I have lost picture at the end of this, I'm really, really sorry. But yeah, so that was my Space Hulk unboxing. If you want to see me playing the new Space Hulk Deathwing computer game, it releases this Friday. I will be doing I'll be trying to do an all-day stream on Friday and probably bleeding over into Saturday. I don't know how long the campaign is. So if you want to see that live, then go to Twitch /TikTokia. That's without the C's, so it's TikTokia. If not, I will be uploading them onto my YouTube channel, so you're not gonna miss it. But it is always fun to get involved. You can tell me when I miss things or what a terrible aim I am. So yeah, as the time is to fall in the bin, I will say goodbye and go purge.